We are on air again. Breaking news, you're doomed. Just kidding. I am referring to a couple of things that you could see on our YouTube channel, and actually the type of microphone that I use is was also it just like blipped onto the screen. So if you want to know what type of microphone I use, sounds pretty good. You could go look at our YouTube channel. See how I'm promoting our YouTube channel in the beginning. I really want more of you to see our faces. This episode is about being cringy, and I definitely feel this very strongly. I'm very sensitive to people being cringy, including myself. And it makes me cringe. And I feel like marketing and like marketing techniques and all the gurus, the things they tell you to do, I feel like they're getting really cringy. It's hard to figure out how to promote your products in a way that's authentic and not too salesy. And so that's what we're talking about today. And, we don't want you to be doomed. We want you to succeed. I'm talking about this sweatshirt I'm wearing. It's really funny. It's a present that we got my kid. Um, and for Christmas, because we do celebrate Christmas. It's from a show called Has Been Hotel. Yes, I let my kid watch that show. It's so inappropriate. It's a cartoon. And this is a character from the show. I don't know if you guys want to know this. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up now. Okay, Jess, how do you promote your products so that um, they're not like you're not being too salesy and cringy? Like, I don't know. What ideas do you have?
Well, since I started my TPT store, this has been my biggest struggle. So I don't know if my ideas are that good. I just know when I share pieces of my life with people, things sell. But then as soon as I want to keep doing that, I become cringy and repel people. That's been my pattern. So I'm thinking about things I've been really successful selling. And honestly, TPT products, I've never been like, they've never been my number one seller. I mean, I always make a certain amount in my store every year, but I don't promote that stuff on social media. It feels cringy and gross and weird. Like, look at my TPT product. Look at what I did. It just feels sick, right? Feels gross. Amanda's laughing right now. She just showed me a cup from an old adventure. Maybe we'll do an episode on it today. It'll be hilarious. So anyway, so here's a problem I had with cringiness the last few years. In 2021, I started a woodworking business and everyone was so excited. It turned out that year, wooden Christmas ornaments were really trendy and hot. And I couldn't, I was working around the clock. I was working from the time I got up to the time I went to bed. I had to take days off of work to do these Christmas ornaments. I was making more money than I was as a teacher. It was so successful and so popular. And then the next year, like I did the exact same spiel and my sales went down a bit. And then by the third year, they were abysmal. And I was trying everything to recreate the energy and joy of year one of everyone buying my Christmas ornaments. And I did get so cringy with it. I just like every story. I mean, I was suffering. I wanted the sales back. I needed the sales back. And I got really cringy. I lost a lot of followers, probably like thousands, like at one point I was up to like 48,000 followers. I'm down to 41. So I probably repelled like 7,000 people with my cringy woodworking strategies. And so now I'm super aware. I'm like, okay, you can't be too cringy about this, or you might lose followers. And there could be other reasons I lost followers, right? But it felt like it was me being cringy with my woodworking business. Anyway, so now when I have like, I do go to ChatGPT when I want to sell something, and I'll tell ChatGPT, can you help me think of ways of promoting this idea? Or like right now, I'm supposed to go on a trip to Germany next summer, but if I don't sell any spots, I don't get to go. So So like if I don't sell spots to the trip, I'm not going to Germany. And so ChatGPT tries to help me think of like ways of selling this Germany trip that aren't cringy. And one thing it told me this weekend, I thought it was kind of cringy and stupid, but I tried it and it worked. I got like 6 or 7 leads, conversations with people that were actually interested in going to Germany, very interested in going on these trips. They felt like real, genuine people reaching out to me for more information. It felt good. And so one thing it told me exactly like what kind of pictures to post and then the words to say to make things not feel cringy. So one thing is it had me post all these pictures of Germany, like real pictures of the places I'm going in the summer. And then it said for tired teachers who want a real exhale. And I just thought, oh, that sounds horrible and cringy and gross. But I had so many people like that story, like dozens and dozens and dozens of people. Maybe because it was coming from me, I don't know. But I was just like, ah. And then I posted like, I wanted like a picture of a Danish, a picture of a coffee cup, a picture of this, a picture of that, kind of some random stock photos. As I explained, I've never been to Germany. I can't show pictures of Germany if I've never been. And so, anyway, the very last slide was Germany is officially a go. There's only a few spots left. $300 holds your deposit. April 1st is the deadline. And I actually, like, I had 7 people like type out a message to me like I really want to learn more about this. This sounds really cool. And I've never had that response when I just post myself and try my own ideas. Like I'm usually holding up a Germany book since I'm a librarian. And I'm like, who wants to go to Germany with me? That's what I usually do. And ChatGPT's like, that's cringy. That's gross. You're gross. You're cringy. Yuck. And so, but I thought the stock photos were really, really nasty. But it was like, it depends on the composition and the feeling the stock photo gives someone. They can be uncringy. So that's my little cringe story. And if I had some ideas for selling TPT products, I would obviously give it out. I don't because I've never really been successful. I've never had one product go viral and I feel weird showing them like in the classroom or people using them. Everything feels yucky and weird. So I'm not the best to ask, but I mean, now there's AI tools that could give you some ideas and spark some things. And all I care about is connecting with people. And I think that if that's where your heart is, and that's why you're using a chat or AI, then I think it'll turn out good for you. But if your heart is just to make more money and that's all you care about, I think it's going to be cringy no matter what. Amanda, any ideas?
Yeah, well, when you were talking, I was thinking, have we defined what cringy even is? And I feel like you kind of defined it a little bit in the beginning. It seems desperate. Do you know what I mean? Like it seems like you're desperate to make money, and it's not, there's like this missing, but it is that what cringy is? I don't know. Do you
I
think you
think it
agree?
is. Yes, because ChatGPT uses that a lot in my prompts, like talking back to me, like, listen, try this. It's not desperate. Like, they'll actually say that word. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't desperate. This
Well,
isn't
and
wonderful.
what I keep coming back to is email marketing, because that is one, like that is like the number one way to promote TPT products, I think, through email marketing. Because when you build an email list and what they tell you, and I've taken a lot of courses. I mean, I'm in like, Marie Forleo's Copy Cure. I mean, I bought that. That thing was so expensive. Um, and I signed up for YDP again, and I really love YDP. The YDP, like the people that run YDP, they have like a, background in business. Like that's what they were educated in. Jarrett, and Beth. I don't think Beth is a teacher, his wife, but Jarrett, who is like the CEO of YDP, he's got a background in like marketing and business. I'm not sure exactly what his degree was. Um, But I do, all of them talk about email marketing. Like email marketing is so powerful. And one tip that they all say, like all the gurus, is like you can't just send emails selling stuff. You can't just do that. Like that's not how it works. Like you have to build a relationship, and you have to provide a lot of value and authenticity in the emails and free value in the emails that you're sending. And once you do that, then you can, so there's like the soft selling and the hard selling, right? I was just holding up this cup, which is a website that Jess and I made, and then it failed miserably. And another collaborator. I mean, I love the title of it, but okay. But I was just soft selling this, even though the website doesn't exist. It's a coffee cup that has the website title on it. And soft selling is kind of like subtly selling, like you have a lot of value in the email. And then you sort of maybe like mention at the end of the email, you always have a call to action. And the call to action could be to go read this blog post, but within the blog post is some products. So they're getting free value, but they could also get more if they buy your products, right? But a hard sell is like you are talking about the product, right? In the email, like you are selling it. That's what the whole email is about, is the product. And you can't do that until you've provided value, authentic value. And I feel like that is the part that I have a hard time with. And I feel cringy about is the hard selling stuff, even the soft selling. Soft selling, maybe even more, I feel the cringiness of it because it's like you're being sort of like subtle about it. You're not being direct. And I have a hard time like with kind of, yeah, indirect communication. Like I like to be really blunt. And I think that's also another reason that I'm super sensitive to cringy, salesy stuff. Um, because if you're not just like direct, like just freaking tell me the information and that you want me to buy something. Like quit beating around the bush. You know what I mean? And like what ChatGPT told you to do to sell your Germany trips, I felt like that was so direct. It was like, here's the date that you have to sign up. Here's the amount of money that you have to pay right now. Here's the value. Like, I don't know. To me, I love that because it's not cringy, it's very direct. You're not being manipulative or like quote unquote salesy. Yeah. So I don't know if that helps. But also, like, social media, you can sell stuff on social media, but the same like on Instagram or on TikTok, right? People are selling stuff on those platforms all the time. Um, but I think the same rules apply with email marketing. So your social media, you're creating like 5 free value packed posts that are free and then a soft sell and then a hard sell, right? So there's like a pattern to it. So those are my tips.
Yeah, that's great. And I grew up, my dad is a salesman, and then I also got a business degree. But I remember that was like such a big part of my childhood is soft selling versus hard selling. He sold mobile homes, shoes, beer can roses, fake tattoos, coins. He
Cool.
sold everything. He was a born salesman. And one thing I did notice that he would do, and when he was successful, he wasn't ever very successful. I mean, hello. I mean, like, like he sold a lot of really crazy things, but he would always try to build relationships and like become friends with the people that he was selling to. Like, he always wanted to just be their friend first. And he's still a person. He hasn't sold anything in 20 years, but he's still a person with like a lot of friends. And he likes, talking to people every day and trying to help them and getting to know their whole life. And he would, I remember there was this one lady. her name was Marge, and he was selling her house. She's this little old lady. He went over and did like a yard sale for her. Like she didn't know how to get rid of the stuff in her house. So he was just like, let me help you. Let me help you with this yard sale. Here, I got an 11-year-old daughter. She'll help you sell stuff. And he brought me over to help like mark all of her stuff up and clean it, you know? And so I just think like, we have to kind of flip the script a little bit in this digital age of like, how can we be like that? Like, how can we actually be helping people and build relationships through the screen so it doesn't feel cringy? So it feels more authentic. And I think you're really good at that. I think you're good at, with your email list and getting to know people. And even like when you were doing your membership, like you would just drop on a dime to help one of your subscribers or something. Like you would have good long conversations with them and you never thought, oh, I'm too busy for these people, right? You were never too busy to help someone. So I think that's kind of good. I mean, obviously you have boundaries. You can't be helping people day and night, but just kind of opening yourself up to that idea that it's not so bad having those one-on-one relationships or answering one-on-one questions and being a real human.
Yeah, well, and speaking of selling, we have a course, you and I, called Make More Money Online. And I don't think we've done any hard selling of that course at all. Like, I think we have over, um, what is that, served our audience, like just value, 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 value. And podcast, that is, they give a lot of value. Maybe they waste people's time sometime, but there's so much value in podcast. And then there's commercials, which we need to create a commercial and hard sell our course because it's called 5 Days to Making More Money Online. And it is so cheap. It's like such a cheap course. And it's like there's so much information in there. And like, so like right now, this is a soft sell because this whole episode is about how to sell in a non-cringy way. And I just happened to bring up our course, like the whole episode isn't about the course. So this is another example of soft selling. And we always put a link to the course in all of our emails to our email subscribers. And we put a link, I think, in the podcast episodes to maybe have I been putting a link to our course? Um, if I haven't, I will. There's a link to our course in this episode. I think Jess is talking to, to someone. Who are you talking to? No one's home. Your
I'm
dog?
sorry. My dog, he's deaf and blind and 12 years old. He just started freaking out thinking I left. And I'm trying to scream at him because he's barking. And so I put myself on mute and I'm like screaming at him, like, Obi-Wan, stop barking. I'm home still. You're not alone. He's like pacing behind me, like, where is she?
Oh,
Where'd she
poor
go?
little
I
guy.
mean,
Go
he's
pet
just,
him.
it's a lot. Like, it's being a senior dog owner is like, it's a full-time job, you guys. I'm just letting you know.
Poor guy. Okay, namaste.
Namaste.
All right.